Welcome, everybody, to Geek Tech Live. This is episode 118, and this episode, we're going to talk about how Cisco completely killed the Flipmino and a possible awesome idea for a Ustream type of broadcast that you're just never going to see. Thanks, Cisco. Also, we're going to talk about a flying car, well, of sorts. So let's jump on in to Geek Tech Live. All right, everybody, welcome back, and let's talk a little bit about the Cisco killing of the Flipmino. So, Cisco has bought Flip, I believe a year or two ago, for about $590 million. It really doesn't matter whether or not they bought it for $600 billion or whether or not they bought it 5 years ago, 3 years ago, or last week. That's it for Flip. Flipcam is gone. Flipcam will be no more. It's passed on. It's pining for the fjords. There is no more Flipcam. The thing that really bothers me about Flipcam, I think, and the fact that Cisco just obliterated it. There's a lot of D's and E's and EDs and EDTs and stuff in that word. But either way, they completely killed it off. And the reason, well, I think it was just they didn't really know what they were doing. Cisco is by and large the biggest network peripheral sort of company. They do switches and routers, and they make the internet work. And then they bought a video camcorder handheld made for consumers. Made me kind of wonder what the heck they were doing. And I believe someone upstairs in Cisco land also said, what the heck were we doing? And eventually they decided that they really didn't understand what they were doing, and they killed it off. What that means for you and me, though, is the fact that, well, there isn't going to be any more Flipcams. And I actually felt bad because I had bought a Kodak ZI6 because, well, it was a splurge, and I got it, and I ended up buying that instead of the Flipcam. And I actually felt bad for not buying a Flipcam because I thought they actually had a better sort of set of components and things that you could do with them, and they're a lot easier to use, and, well, they just overall seemed better. Well, now I don't feel so bad because in about 6 months, you're probably never going to see another firmware update or anything from basically the Flipcams anywhere, unless some entrepreneur out there decides to buy the now defunct company and resurrect it, if you will. I think also the most annoying part of this whole sort of monopoly killing a really cool idea is the fact that Flipcam was actually going to be releasing a thing called Flip Live. And what this really was essentially was a Flipcam with a Wi-Fi adapter built into it, and it would allow you to connect to any Wi-Fi hotspot that you could get access to and turn on your Flipcam and be instantly broadcasting exactly what you were seeing. So the cool thing is you could basically, tweet or post to Facebook directly from the camera, hey, I'm broadcasting right now, check me out. And you'd have what would essentially be a Ustream style of broadcast, but basically using your Flipcam anywhere there was a Wi-Fi connection. So you could take shots of, your kids' baseball live showing their grandparents. You could do stuff in a coffee shop. It didn't really matter, but it was going to open up a lot of really cool avenues. As you know, here at Geek Tech Live, we have tried in the past a few times to do a Ustream broadcast, and I just don't have the equipment for it, nor the actual bandwidth to be able to seemingly pull off a decent sort of upload. Now, we're not going to say that we're not going to try that in the future, and we probably will resurrect it again at another point in time. But I did want to try it out and see what, it would end up looking like. But this was what was cool was that I could basically just put it on a tripod right in front of the camera that I'm looking at right now and broadcast live and not even have to think about it. Why? Why, Cisco?